Brad Burud here with Flames Unfiltered. Time for a Flames Unfiltered Shorts, and I waited a couple days to do this one, simply because I wanted to figure out this Jack Eichel trade. Well, was it a missed opportunity, or was it maybe a blessing for the Flames? There was tons of pre-trade speculation, and Flames market, for the most part, the fan market, wanted him and was going to, and then there was the few that said, no, what about all the recourses, and how are we going to afford Tkachuk and Gaudreau, and he's got a broken neck and we're winning this year and that makes no sense. And I agree with that. I was back and forth. I honestly can say before the trade, I didn't know what I wanted. I want a big number one center like Jack Eichel. I didn't know if I wanted that price tag and the baggage that went along with it. To me, Eichel's never proven himself to be a winner. Hell of a hockey player, but has he proven that he can win? So as we waited to see what would happen with this trade, a lot went through my mind, and quite honestly, I was going to be fine either way, because I would have figured out justification in my mind if we would have got Eichel. And I ended up doing this, but found justification in my mind when we didn't get Eichel. It was interesting how this all went down. Kevin Weeks tweets, "For all asking, my understanding is the NHL Flames have Tkachuk, who is a future potential captain, an upcoming first-round pick, a former first-round pick, and 2 prospects for Eichel." And then later on that same night, put, "Hearing Eichel has officially been dealt to the NHL Flames. Tkachuk and Mangiapane part of the return. More to come." I trust the insiders. Darren Dreger, Elliot Friedman, Pierre LeBrun, Bob McKenzie. None of those guys have really ever steered me wrong. And when they have been wrong, they immediately rectify the problem. This is a huge trade to be getting wrong. And to me now, Kevin Weeks has no credibility for future. He blew that. This is too big to be thrown out in air. Too big to be wrong. Now, I don't know if this was the ESPN network looking to make a Twitter splash. Probably Buffalo throwing this in Weeks' ear to up the ante for Vegas. But Weeks shouldn't have bought in on that. There was lots of fan speculation on what we would get in return. And when we heard Tkachuk's name, many fans freaked. I didn't so much because I knew Monahan couldn't be part of it. He's got a no trade clause. He's got a 10 team, and I guarantee you Buffalo's not on there. So Cash had to go back. Gaudreau wasn't going to be part of it because they're not taking Gaudreau, and there's no guarantee they can sign him this offseason. So Tkachuk had to be a likely source. Why would we consider trading Tkachuk? Well, we have a $9 million price tag to pay next year, and he can walk on us the following year. And quite honestly, you know how the Tkachuks are. Are we going to have him in 2 years? When the trade finally went down, it was Vegas getting Jack Eichel in a 3rd rounder in 2023, Buffalo getting Peyton Krebs, Alex Tuck, a 1st rounder in 22, and a 2nd rounder in 23. I don't know. Pretty good return, I'd say. I like Alex Tuck. I think he's amazing. And from what I hear, he's excited to go to Buffalo. Was I disappointed? I don't know. Maybe initially, because you always want the big fish, right? Didn't take me long to go, well, How would that have worked? Because it would have guaranteed that Gaudreau and or Tkachuk would be history because we couldn't afford them. One of those guys would have to be gone for sure. Maybe both to fit in $10 million. And I mean in the coming years, obviously. These are some pretty big consequences if we would have got him. What about the uncertainty? What if the surgery doesn't work? Which I personally think it will. But what if the rehab takes a long time? What does this do to our current success? Where does this put us? We obviously were going to lose roster players because we had to have money out. Some interesting things to think about. Do we want to mess with this current success too? The timing was just not right for this. This was something that had to have been done in the off season in my mind to make it work in Calgary. What is Jack Eichel's future? I'm a little skeptical. I think I do believe the surgery will go good. I'm hearing Vegas is saying 3 to 5 months. I'm hearing many physicians say 4 to 8. When I hear this talk about Team USA wanting him for the Olympics, well, I'm sorry, no matter what team I am in the NHL, there's no way I'm letting him go play in the Olympics before he plays for me. That's crazy talk. I'm guessing it's going to take him 5 months. What's he going to be back when he comes back? 75% to start? I guess I'd take a 75% Eichel. I don't know. So where do the Flames go now that we didn't land the big fish? And what about all these Flames fans that are mad at Treliving for not landing the big fish? I don't think it's all that bad of a deal that we didn't land the big fish. Look at the timing, you guys. Look at the price tag. This market's constantly worrying about what's going to happen with Tkachuk and Gaudreau and how are we going to get them signed. Now we didn't get Eichel and we need to fire Treliving because he never lands the big fish. Hey, be thankful he's at least in the talks for the big fish because a lot of GMs aren't. I think this might be a blessing in disguise that we didn't get him. Flames are off to an amazing start, one that none of us expected or predicted. Things are falling into place. Really, really good in Calgary. Am I happy that Jack Eichel went to one of our division rivals? No. Am I happy that we're going to be playing against him? No. But I'm also happy that I got $10 million in cap space and Vegas is going to be figuring out how the hell to make this work. And when the loyalty that Vegas shows their players, Eichel will probably be on the trading block in 2 more years. Seems like that's the case at Vegas, isn't it? Flames fans, let's be happy with where we're at. We gave it a shot to get Eichel. We couldn't give away the farm to make this happen. Let's be thankful for where we're at this season, because this has been one hell of a start.